Welcome to my food review of the Timmies Minis. Now, this is a surprising addition to Tim Hortons' lineup here in Canada. We never thought they'd come out with kids' food. Tim Hortons, for me, has never been the best of food. It's something you grab on your way to class or before work, and nowadays with people like McDonald's and Wendy's in the fray, there really isn't much of a space for this once iconic Canadian brand. However, Tim Hortons is trying to shake things up by introducing kids menus to the mix. But first, let's get into the food. So the first thing we notice here is that the Timmies Minis comes in a rebranded 10 or 20 pack of Tim Hortons donuts. And if we take a look inside here, you'll see what we got. Now, I ordered, and they did have quite a few options here, the chicken strips, you got 2 of them, and the potato wedges. Now, I've never really been a fan of Tim Hortons food, so all transparency up front there. But I was willing to give it a try for this video. This is something new, the portions are small, and at $7 odd, it's not a horrible value. Or is it? So, what I ordered in this case, we have the chicken strips here. And as you can see, they're still piping hot from when I got them. They are well coated and unfortunately quite dry. Let's take a look inside. You can see that the meat is fully cooked and a bit of steam has escaped too, which is quite a good sign. Let's see how they taste. That's a shame. So, they're not bad. For $2.99 or $3.99, they would have been great. However, we are comparing this to what is essentially a $7 value meal. And I've got a couple issues with that too. Now, one thing I'm noticing as I'm telling you this is that in my meal, I also ordered a sweet and sour sauce, and you can hear that in the video.
Alright, so would you like a dipping sauce for that or no?
Yeah, what are the options?
You can get sweet and sour, ranch, ketchup, mayo, chipotle, honey mustard.
Let's do sweet and sour. Unfortunately, I also ordered a chocolate milk. Neither of them are here.
And then for your drink, would you like an apple juice, orange juice, small white milk, chocolate milk, or water?
Chocolate milk. So already, right off the bat, I've paid $7. I'm missing 2, frankly, core components of the meal itself. Now, granted, I should have taken a second look when I got to the package here to make sure that everything was intact, but this isn't a good look for Tim Hortons. Let's go on to the potato wedges. They come in a small pouch, as you can see here. Let's take a look. And this is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen, here. We have 2 potato wedges stuck together. Now, I'm going to chalk this up to a simple quality control issue, but that shouldn't happen. Let's go in for a bite. Now, I've never been the biggest fan of potato wedges, but these are relatively crunchy. They're still warm, well, not hot, and albeit a bit starchy, they're not bad. If we're to compare these to, let's say, McDonald's fries, or even Wendy's for that matter, they're nowhere near the same. But we are comparing fries and potato wedges. Let's see what else is in the box. We have this, which seems to be a Timmies Minis coloring book. Let's go take a look at this. Now, I wish they didn't wrap it in plastic, but there is grease on the fries and I get it. So here we have the book itself. We've got, first things first, some stickers, which are quite a nice addition here. As you can see, these stickers represent different aspects of sport, which is definitely not a bad thing to instill in children. We have a property of page. And as I expected, we have some relatively simple kids games. Now, you may be asking, how are you going to write in these children's books they give you? Well, you also get a set of Crayola branded crayons. Now, let's take a look here. Interesting note, they have the word Tim Hortons on the back, so this is definitely a brand deal that they're pushing. Now, with the crayons here, I do expect them to be of the highest quality, being Crayola, and as you can see here, they do seem to be quite well made. Let's go in for a snap here. Very snappy. And if I go for the green here. Now, the thing I was curious about with these crayons is not only if they'll write well, and you will have to take my word here, they write well. Now, something you do need to think about with especially children's meals here is that kids are going to try to put everything in their mouths. So with that said, in the interest of science, I'm going to go in here and take a bite of this blue crayon by Crayola. Not the best crayon I've ever had, but certainly not the worst. I'll give him a pass on that. So now it comes to the review itself. My review scale is out of 30, and it takes into consideration both the taste, the temperature, and the price. I paid $7 for all of this here, and I was missing a chocolate milk, and I was missing a sauce too, which should have been included in the box itself, which is unforgivable. In terms of price, I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. You are much better off going and getting yourself a Happy Meal or equivalent. So definitely not a winner in there. In terms of temperature, they nailed it. It was warm. The fries could have been a little hotter, but I'm not going to fault them for that. If you are feeding this to children, we want to err on the side of safe, not sorry. In terms of temperature, it would probably be a 7 out of 10. And now we get to taste. This didn't taste good. It's exactly what I thought would come out of Tim Hortons, and I was hoping for something better. I thought when I heard Timmies Minis that maybe perhaps they were adding a Timbit to the mix, but that would have been an extra 25 cents for Tim Hortons, and they're not doing so well. In terms of overall taste, I'm giving it a 5 out of 10. Perfectly bland, neutral, and exactly what you'd expect. So 7 and 5 and 3 make 15. And that's about exactly what I thought it would be. A right down the middle, 50% score, a completely average and uninteresting food from one of the most average and uninteresting companies out there. So be it.